So Dave, this is the compact rib. This is a 3.1 meter boat, roughly 10 feet. Who would be an ideal customer for it?
Compact cruiser, compact person, apartment dweller, condominium dweller, somebody who wants a planing boat but has no space to store the boat. So you can stand it up in the corner in the garage, you can lay it on the side of the garage, but it basically gets about 3 feet wide by about 6 inches deep.
Wow. And so we're showing it here with a 9.9 outboard on it. Is that the maximum recommended?
Yeah, 10 horse is the maximum.
Okay. And so really the 8 horse or the 9.9 doesn't make a whole lot of difference.
Not a lot.
What makes it a compact rib? What's the feature that is distinguishing it?
The largest feature that differentiates it is the transom. If you look at the transom where it meets the tubes, that's a traditional inflatable boat transom, which means it folds when the tubes are deflated. Standard rib is a fiberglass transom that's attached to the hull, and so you can't fold it down, therefore it doesn't get as small.
Now our Rib 310 has a flat floor, almost flat floor, and this has a V-shaped floor. What's the difference there?
Yeah, this is a single floor, so if you were to drill a hole through this floor, water would come in. On the Rib 310, it's a double floor, and it gives you a flat surface to stand on or sit on. This being a single floor, and again, trying to get very compact yet still perform, you have the V-shape, you see the V-shape of the hull right there.
Okay, now this looks like it's flatter too, because we're actually seeing what the outside contour of the hull is. Is this better in chop, worse in chop, about the same?
Worse in chop than the 310. The hull is flatter, again, to make it very, very compact. But you sacrifice performance in chop, and it's a little slappier than the Rib.
Now, how many people would be, what's the maximum you could put in it?
4 people max.
Okay, and is this a PVC or a Hypalon boat?
PVC boat.
Okay, so it's thermo welded.
Thermo welded.
Okay, and it's going to hold air extremely well.
Extremely well, 5-year air holding warranty. You know, if I was going to the tropics, that's where even the best PVC fabric from Claire Bay or Haytex won't stand up, and that's where you need a Hypalon material.
One of the reasons that we recommend the biggest boat that you can fit is because little boats have a hard time getting up on a plane, and it doesn't matter which design, whether they're ribs or sport boats or compact ribs, they all have the same issue. They're just a little bit too short. Here we have a 10 horsepower engine on only a 10-foot boat, and while it's the right engine, it actually is a lot easier to handle when you put 2 people in it. So you'll see when I accelerate, bow comes up for about 4 or 5 seconds and then it comes back down. It's important to transition onto a plane because as soon as the boat's on the plane, it handles beautifully. Let's take a look. So Dave, this is our Rib 310. This is a little over 10 feet long. Tell us who would be the ideal customer for this?
Great cruiser boat. It's got capability of a 15 horse motor.
Okay.
Although it runs great with an 8 or a 9.9, depending on how fast you want to plane the boat.
Okay. How would you describe this? We've got that compact rib, we've got this boat, and then we've got the Rib 350. How do those all compare?
Okay. Well, first of all, the compact rib will stow extremely compactly, and part of that is the transom. On this boat, the transom is a standard rib. It's part of the floor, part of the hull, so you can't fold it down and make it as small as our compact rib. We also give this a moderate V-shape in the hull in order for it to plane quite well and chop through waves well. Our V-hull ribs in the Hypalon family are our deepest Vs, and those are really meant for deep chop.
Okay. Now, is this a PVC or a Hypalon boat?
This is PVC.
What are some of the advantages of a PVC boat?
Thermobonded seams, very, very airtight. Hypalon boats tend to wick, and you need to continue to top them off.
Okay. And this boat, you would expect just to pump it and forget it?
Pump it and forget it.
Okay. And so you've got no wicking. How about, is there much glue in the boat? Is it going to come apart over time?
No, most of the seams are actually ultrasonically welded or thermobonded, so that there's really very little glue in the boat, which means it's not going to degrade over time.
Okay.
It's going to stand up for a good 5 years easily.
How many passengers would this be capable of holding?
It's capable of 4 passengers. It'll plane well with 2, plane okay with 3. And it's a great size boat for a cruiser as well. Fits very well on almost all sailboats and powerboats that are davitting a small rib.
Okay, so ideal for couples, and then if the couple has another couple with them, they can still all go to shore.
You bet.
Great. This is our Rib 310. This is a PVC boat that's thermobonded, so there's no glue used in its assembly. It's got a relatively shallow rib bottom, but it's a double floor, so on the inside I have a nice non-skid surface, and on the outside I obviously have the V bottom. You can't fold down the transom like you can in the compact rib, but on the other hand, it makes a more rigid structure. This boat is ideal for boats that have davits, or if you want to flip it upside down and throw a cover over it, you can put it on your foredeck. We're showing it here with a 9.9 horsepower, very lightweight Mercury, and it has great performance. It takes a little while to get on a plane with a single person, but with two people, it actually gets on a plane faster because you keep the bow down a little bit. Comes with a seat, oar locks, fuel tank tie down. This is an ideal boat for about 3 people.